Audio test 1, 2. Good morning, guys. Give me 30 seconds here. I'll get started. Good morning, Martin. Bunty. About to long this. Martin, did you trade the high? I took that short. I took the following trades yesterday. It was just this one right here. And then I took a second short. I don't even know where, to be honest. But that was a clean one there, data lows. But give me a sec here. I'm just editing here. Better. Okay. Let's get started, guys, with today's analysis. Over the last 2 hours, look at price here. So we're not missing much. That's a good thing. Let's quickly analyze what's happening here. Okay. As always, you guys know the drill here. We're going to start from the daily. Macro starting right now, but that's fine. Usually if something happens right away, then we'll shift, but all right, let's do it. So daily top right, this is what we had. We had this crazy wick lower on Tuesday. Wednesday, we kind of dropped below mean threshold. Today, we kind of opened up below and then kind of pushed lower and then higher. And in terms of like a draw on the daily, like I think these lows right here, create these relative equal lows on the chart. Like I'm liking lows a lot. Like we're pushing right now into a bullish order block. This right here is a bullish order block, okay? And technically price shouldn't get past mean threshold. So I'm kind of watching how price goes into this area. And then I think on a daily perspective, I think shorts are going to be the better opportunity here. 15-minute, or we can look into the 1 hour quickly. 1 hour, and I'm sorry for the lines here. All these lines are, if you guys are wondering, is the following. It's this discount wick. It's the largest wick in the last 3 days. And all I'm doing is I'm taking my fib retracement. Okay. And I'm marking out the quadrant. And then since it's so large, I'm doing it with quadrants again. So I have like this like other setting is called eighths, and it gives me all the eighths here. Okay. So we'll have that transpose to the 1 minute. But that's what we see on the daily. Okay. 1 hour. Again, relative equal lows. Hit a little pop higher here around 10 o'clock yesterday, Wednesday. Dropped lower, and now we're pulling back into this area here. Okay. 1 hour. Do I see anything clear? I don't. Daily, I do. Let's drop into the 15 right now to see if there's anything more clear for positions on the 1 minute. You can see, where do we open up today? 6. So right here, roughly. Okay. Push into this 15-minute bullish fair value gap. This should be technically blue, not red. Right? We broke through it. We came back below. Again, you can see some resistance here to the upside. We finally broke above it, came back down, rejected it, and then price is moving higher through London, and then through the end of London, we're moving sideways. Okay. We're entering yesterday's RTH gap. Okay. So like that little green box right there, that's the RTH gap from yesterday. And again, like you'll see sensitivity to some of these levels. I'm not going to map them here. Or you know what, let's do it. This is what ICT does, guys. He's going to map the previous range. Yeah. So it's going to be like that. I know it's a lot, but kind of gives me a bit of an idea of what we might do. So this is RTH gap from 611. So basically, we're also in the RTH gap from Monday. That's yesterday's RTH gap kind of nested within these quadrants. I don't know what they're doing there. I'm going to delete them. This fair value gap. This was like a fair value gap I liked a lot. You can see here, but it's kind of sitting on top of the new dog as well. But again, there's a lot of confluence there. And yeah, that's that. So 15-minute, what am I seeing? Again, higher time perspective, these relative equal lows just seem a bit too sus. We've taken out all this liquidity above us here on the 15-minute yesterday. So I'm anticipating us kind of turning around. Like I'm watching this right here. Like this here is of interest, this little fair value gap. I'm not super crazy about it, but I'll be watching it, right? Price expanded higher, pushed within it. But like right now we're consolidating. So, and then the 5-minute, I don't see much on the 15-minute. Here's the 5-minute. Usually I scrunch the charts up a bit. I look at where are the smooth highs and the smooth lows? Where does price want to go? Like where's that next draw? And again, the major one is below us. And then when it comes to interim, again, I don't really see much other than minor buy side and sell side below us, which is technically always there. So that's that. Okay, so let me hide that. I'm going to be referring to those sometime. I like always having the daily and the 15 minutes to the right. And then usually I use the 1 hour, but that's like the one time frame I usually skip when trading. Now let's move into what's happening here. Yes, ugly. Look at that. All right. I think today's focus is just going to be NQ. But let's focus now exactly what happened since the open. Since the open, we pushed to the downside. Here are those relative equal lows that we created. Okay. Technically, you can put that line there, right? Low, low. Again, that's my overall draw. We had a little push higher here. It was like 200 points yesterday. This is the trade that I took to pass an additional account on my funded family. So I got a payout yesterday, and then every time I get a payout, I scale up double. And then next payout, I do double again. And I keep doing that with prop firms until I blow, and then you reset again from one. But you can see here the new day opening gap. It's been used nicely here. Oh, and actually, before we start talking, let's transpose these wicks. Okay. We can see how price reacts to the quadrants and the eighths. Usually I just use quadrants, but because the wick is so large, we can definitely do eighths because each eighth is 100 points away from each other. So I think that's significant enough to have that data. ICT does it a lot more often, but honestly, I wouldn't be able to do that. But anywho, drive lower 3 times, push higher. Okay. We push above the new day opening gap. You can see here, is this a high probability fair value gap? Yes. Okay. I'll delete this one. This was the first fair value gap after 8 o'clock. Again, I just used it as confluence to, for a quick one-to-one trade. But I'm going to delete that. Not important. So this is going to be a high probability fair value gap here. Are we far away from this price? We are. But anyways, I'm going to transpose this. This is probably going to be a level that's going to create some kind of difficulty for us. But again, sitting on a quadrant. After that, it pushed up higher, created these relative equal highs here on the 1 minute. Okay. Price came back lower, came to this eighth here, the 0.375. I don't really see like a fair value up or anything, but you can see here, a respected there, broke higher, came back down, acted as support. Again, this is like an eighth. It went to like the next eighth here, which is 0.5. I really like 0.5 the most, like mean threshold. It usually offers the most sensitivity. And finding fair value up sitting on this is basically something that you want to see. So like this one right here, this is like a juicy fair value gap. So I am going to be watching this one for today. You can see here, created one on the quadrant. Bodies aren't even touching it, explodes higher. Okay. That's the first print after midnight. We have all this liquidity up here. You see that? Like those smooth highs here. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We tagged all that here. And now we are sitting above yesterday's first presentation. You can see how price is reacting to it. So first, it's the very first presentation after 9:30. You can see here, it created a fair value gap within it, rejected it. But again, you can keep it simple. And then we push higher. So right now, if bias were to change and we were to take a London lows, because these are London highs here, okay? If we were to shift structure to the downside, I'd want to see this invert. And if this does invert, then we'd want to see it start driving lower. So once you start mapping out targets here, we got minor buy side liquidity right here, right? Relative equal lows right below this first presentation. Okay. Above us, I'm seeing smooth highs here, right? All this is this is minor buy side liquidity. And what's below us? Minor sell side. If you're thinking that price is dropping right now, we're missing a trade, we're not. This is something that I wouldn't trade from without more confirmation. Then we got basically these lows here. This was like a nice V-shaped reaction before us. So again, there is liquidity sitting down there. But all in all, in terms of intermediary levels, it's this minor sell side and this minor buy side here. Right. So that's like the 10-minute analysis, right? So now we kind of know what's happening in all time frames. We have our quadrants. We know what's happening on the 15-minute. We had a nice pullback. The general draw, I think, is going to be lower. Like that's where my bias is going to be sitting. And right now we're watching how price is going to be reacting to it. Just take out the sell side here and just take out mean threshold here. We'll see if it wants to get below yesterday's first presentation. One other fair value gap that I like using is the very first presentation after 1:30. Okay. That's the afternoon one. And that is, I think it's this red one right here, to be honest, if I'm not mistaken. So you can see what price did yesterday to it. I tried taking some longs into this level and it just stopped every single time there. But, rejection, breakthrough, breakdown, rejection, rejection, rejection. This is going to be a very strong fair value gap. And it's very similar to this one, right? If I were to pull this one, like they're almost interlapping here. Interesting, eh? So again, this area here on the 0.5, it's very high confluence. I thought it would be this fair value gap here, but again, I'm going to stick to the most recent ones that were created on these fib levels. Bunty's already in a short. Okay, cool. Do I have Discord? No, not yet. Like I will create one. Just haven't had time to. By the end of June, I'll have one created. because I hate posting on the YouTube posts. It's such a bad way of communicating, and I wish sometimes I can just tell you guys real time. I'm seeing this position midday. I'm entering a position so you guys can have some real time feedback. But I will create something in the future. Yeah, I mean, maybe the next week. You're in short from the 900. Cool. Let me see here quickly. Was there SMT? Technically there was SMT between ES and NQ. Again, nothing significant that I see from my end, but the shorts look here. Like, where's the shift in market structure? Like, we pushed up. Remember that 15-minute fair value gap that I talked about on the 15-minute a couple minutes ago? Like, this is it right here, right? So here's like the 15-minute fair value gap. We're starting to break below it. In 10 minutes, the candle's going to close. But we'll see. But to be honest, that's a good combo. I know a lot of my fellow friends, they either their ICT or volume profile or a mix of both. Is order flow volume profile? Is that what you mean by order profile? Watch the bodies right now, how they're respecting mean threshold here. It's the most important, right? I always look at bodies and how they respect fair value gap. This is this level right here that we're going to, so right now we're going to be breaking out of yesterday's RTH low. So we've punched into the lower quadrant of yesterday's RTH gap, and now we're probably going to break out of it very soon. I think we already have, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, sort of full, yeah. So I have a couple of buddies, and they pull heavy prop firm payouts, and they do both. They do ICT and volume profile. I'll speak to my other buddy. Like, I need a crash course on volume profile. I know how it works generally. I tried, it didn't work. It just confuses me too much. I did lend it. So right now, price most likely might be going to minor buy side here. I'm using a new platform here. It's called Tradecopia. Just testing it out from a trade copy perspective. Let's see how it's going to span it. All right. Price were to go back in here. Again, like I had somewhat interest here in shorts, but again, I don't take one-to-ones. The trades would have to be at least 2-to-1 for me to take it, for my risk model to work, because my strike rate's around 45 to 50%. So I do have to take 2-to-1s, keep myself in the positive equity curve. Unless I'm strongly convicted that price is going to drop. But right now, we are waiting. Technically, we had a lower low, a higher high, a lower low again. So we're starting to trend lower. Technically, the shift of market structure, like the 2-minute shift of market structure is technically going to happen down here. Once we break this, or even this right here, that's going to be for me a break in trend, shift in market structure, and we might be pushing the downside here. But again, not super convinced right now. It's what I'm probably favoring, but again, I'm just looking at these levels here of minor buy side and sell side. We're just exiting the macro right now, any second now. You can see here, we've created like another low, right? The 1-2, we have a lot of sell side here now. Minor sell side. This is also a minor sell side. The 5-minute telling me 5-minute. And price right here, it was a lot of back and forth, right? So this means that it's very well balanced, and technically, price shouldn't come back up here. Right there's the, it broke below first presentation, came back up to mean threshold, and just dropped like a rock there for a second. Was that news related? And speaking about news, let me see if there's anything on the news calendar today. So 8:30 core PPI. So let's maybe trade through it to 9 o'clock. And unemployment claims at 8:30. So we have a couple of news coming out. And then financial juice. We'll see what happens. At 7:08, sounds of explosions heard off the coast of Iran, unknown source. So things are already happening. So these two minor sell sides have already been taken. I think, for whoever caught it, I think Bunty, nice. Good job, man. Good job. Again, that wouldn't have been, maybe, but I'm still in analysis mode right now. So minor sell sides have been taken. We've shifted in structure to the downside on the 5-minute. I'm going to be looking at this displacement fair value gap here. I must say, you did take that trade within a lot of consolidation, anticipating that we're going to drop lower. I want to see if price can get back up to this displacement fair value gap here, and we'll see how we react to it. See what ES is doing here on the right-hand side. Do you ever investigate the ICT logo? Martin, I heard there's secrets in the ICT logo. I've attempted to look into it, but I don't think I figured it out. Have you done that, Martin, from your end? There's some secrets, guys, when it comes to the ICT logo. Let's see here quickly. I'm going to ask ChatGPT quickly here. See if he can code it. Is there any secrets in the ICT logo? Inner circle trading. There's a hidden meaning rather than being a printed graphic. The sequence. It unlocks it all. I hide them, so it's Enigma. Yeah, but what are they? Do you know what they are? So time and algorithm theory. So technically, yes, that's what we trade. Price right now is pushing into New York first presentation. Okay. AMD. Fibonacci golden theory. Yeah. Cool. He always talks about that, like his enigma will never be shared. It's a secret. And I must say, sometimes he calls price the tick. Very, very impressive, for sure. So, but minor sell side has been taken here. We've shifted to the downside. For me, like, is this like a continuation play that you can take? Yeah, I feel like he's just trolling everyone. Exactly. He blew up in the Robbins Cup, but I've seen him on live so many times calling real-time price action. I think, he made millions off trading. So There's also a reason for that 15-minute, and that's his well-weather chart. Yeah, 15-minute is my favorite chart. If I were to only trade one chart, it'd be a 15-minute. I don't know why. Like the 1 hour, I don't like anymore. I love the daily. I love taking the daily PD arrays, adding them to the 1 minute. The 1 hour, I started to ignore. Like it definitely, it works. It's just for some reason my brain just filters it out now. And then the 15-minute is what I use. It's a more detailed version of the 1 hour. Yeah, he's good. He is good, guys. He's the only public trader with like a that proved a concept, and this one that I was be able to make money off of. Just being honest, I know volume profile is a thing because my other buddy's making crazy money off it, but again, all right. I'm not taking this. I'm just measuring here on like what would happen if price fails to break to the upside and continues breaking to the downside, and we get a massive precipitous drop here. But like London lows, for example, like that'd be like the next target. It's just 31 pips. So after a move like this, I'm just looking at price here. Not that I'm looking to take it long, but like if price really struggles here, can we push lower? Like, are these targets amazing targets to the left of us? Like their liquidity's there, but it's not like some crazy draw that I have that I'm like, I know we're going to drop there in the next couple of minutes. Like, I think this minor buy side here is an issue. Right now we're we're in the new day opening gap of Monday. These are all interesting closes here. Let's see what the next candle here is going to do. If it's going to close above the fair value gap or if it's going to maintain below. I've doubled up my funded account, so I'm going to be, for my first trade at least, I'm going to be a bit more trade conscious. No Ramboing. Clean executions with clear thought. PPIs today. Like if it gets above this first presentation here, after taking minor sell side, I think it's going to hit minor buy side. Like I think that's going to be the draw, right? But we'll see how it reacts to here. AMD cycles 100. Dude, I do 50K accounts. I don't even do 100K accounts. Because what I realized is all you're really paying for is drawdown. And eventually, once you get to higher amounts, drawdown doesn't really matter anymore. An initial contract size right now with how price is moving 1,600 points in a day, I don't think you need 15 minis. I think 5 minis is more than enough. That's an interesting rejection, guys. Just to be honest, it's just we took sell side here and we're trading into the fair value gap, and we're below yesterday's first presentation. But it's that's about it. Like I feel like this would be a 50-50 trade for me. Like, yeah, price might go down from here or it might go up. There is some technical behind it, but with this minor buy side screaming above shift in market structure, like I'm seeing things that price can go both long and short. We broke through a 15-minute fair value gap to the downside finally after rejecting the mean threshold. So technically, I don't think, based on higher time frame order flow, shouldn't go back up. But again, I'm waiting. Yeah, 50K is golden, guys. So 5 minis is more than enough. If you're trading more than 2 minis, I think you should be concerned because that means you're risking more than 10%, if not more than a quarter of your drawdown. So you have to really nail it down in 3 trades. Like you cannot screw up 3 trades. And if you do, you blow. You can definitely do that on the 150K accounts, but what's all interesting? Like, what would I take if I were to go short here? 0.62. Or handle. 7:18. It's not even a macro time. It's a weird time. It's interesting how it's really failing to break into first presentation here. It kind of closed above this fair value gap here. There's just so little confluence here on this trade after taking sell side. Like trading down after taking sell side is never a good thing. And the next level of sell side is all the way down here. But if sell side was down here and we were doing this, I would go short. I would definitely go short if we had like a relative equal low right here. If that was our target, I would go short here, 100%. Now, no. But we'll keep watching. Take a fast full. The most likely. Anyways, if I were to go short, that'd be what? Four micros. Hopefully the trade copier works. You know, midnight open might be a target, but let's go up a couple time frames here. This is the 2-minute. Right? You know, like, does that look like a good shorting opportunity? I don't think so. If anything, we're going to be inverting this IVG here and maybe going long to this level. Like, to be honest, that's a trade I would take. 3-minute. Again, overall structure is bearish. We took key objectives and this price is going to be going lower. And honestly, I don't have that intel right now. Technically, all the bodies respected this fair value gap other than this one. We are moving sideways. We've consolidated for 11 minutes, but when we're talking about clean IPD ray, you want price going into these and out of them really quickly. You don't want to see it hovering. So this is not prime price action, okay? If you're seeing something like this and not a quick delivery, it means that price is sloppy. And ICT said that within the last 6 weeks, because I remember that comment from him. I'm like, okay, interesting. I thought it was a good thing where it consolidates on the lower half of fair value gap and then it drops, but he says, no, it should be like a quick, it goes into an area and then it runs. So we'll let this go. Starting to break below it. Price never got to mean threshold of first presentation of yesterday. But this isn't enough. What are you guys thinking? I'm curious. Longs or shorts, generally. To be honest, I have to wait. Like, if I see like a pop-up higher here, that's going to be, you know, like this level stands out a lot. If we continue holding here, lower prices might be in the future. And sometimes you don't know. And if I don't know, I can't trade. Because if I start trading when I don't know, that's gambling. This is crazy that how many candles have we dropped in this area? 12, 13 minutes of candles. And like this can be seen as like prices rejecting the lower half of yesterday's first presentation. So first presentations are usually a lot heavier fair value gaps, but at the same time, you can read it as price is really struggling to break above. And when it breaks above, it just pops. There's two ways of seeing this price action here. Sure. Yeah, possibly. Based on order flow, yes. Based on, like, sometimes I ask myself, like, how can NQ screw over the majority of traders right now? And I have a feeling it just might be driving up to this level right here. Because everyone's thinking shorts right now. But yeah, not convinced in longs. Looks like entropy is short. Martin's short. Yang's short. Or bias. Okay. Like, I can't disagree with you guys. I see shorts as well. I see both. And like, do you guys see how you guys say I think? Like the moment you think that it might happen, that's when maybe you should sit on your hands, right? Qualify your trades. This might be that high that forms before the next push lower, this level here. Like if a short were to be taken, it would be like this. You won't want to see it break this high here. After all of this back and forth, this area would be assumed balanced and it would drop lower. That's if you were to take a short. I'm not taking it. Because if I were to get stopped out on this, my trigger meter would go up 2 points that I took a C+ position, hoping that it would drop. You guys might be right on the short. SpaceX IPO. When is it? This Friday, the SpaceX IPO? SpaceX IPO date. Okay, let's do Rishi. I'm curious where it's 9. Oh, all of you guys caught it so high up. That's crazy. 927. That's insane. Catching the highs. A 30-second IFPG at this level. So SpaceX trading date is the 12th. It's tomorrow, guys. I guess at 9:30 open, right? That's going to be crazy. I think tomorrow's going to be a crazy day. See what Forex Factory has to say about tomorrow as well. I think it looks like price is slowly trailing down here. Looking at this wick here. See this wick? I'm looking at mean threshold. And like I'm just staring at the level right now. So mean threshold is right here. I'm seeing how it's respecting that gap there. We push to it right now. We're going to break and go lower. Or is that going to support price and push again to this level? Maybe invert. And I will hold for daily low. I was one trade from my first payout, a wick lower. Oh, hello, bullishness. Hello, old friend. This is kind of what I was expecting. A wick longer, my trading career showed up in an afterlife. Silence. Yeah. You know what? And Fastful, it's just one account. It's not even real money, man. It's like $80. If you got there, you can get there again. Okay. Do I fade? Like this is going to be a tough position as well because I'm going to have to break through first presentation, which had a really nice response in the past. We're assuming that this was the low, sell side was taken. This fair value gap is going to invert into IFEG, which technically it's going to qualify once price closes above it. And then you take the long here with these relative equal lows, right? That's like, he has created relative equal lows below us. What is it? A 2.7 to 1? Gee, I hesitate there. Okay. It's okay. So nice spike. Price moved to the high of price is very it's very not glitchy, but it's very spazzy right now. Prices closed just above mean threshold of first presentation. I'm just positioning something here. I'm not going to be taking the long here as much as you guys would want me to. Maybe if this closes above mean threshold, maybe that might be the entry. Went back down into this level. I want to push these highs here that it created. Higher time frames would be against me in this trade going long. Just not a high quality setup. If the next candle were to close like below here, I think it'd be like maybe that was an interim pullback. Price is pushing lower again. Like I'm mixed here. I hate being mixed live streaming, but it happens. It's just real trading. Where sometimes, and if I think a trader thinks he knows where price is going all the time, then you should be careful. Flip. I think I catch us. Let's see if it goes back to here, maybe something like that. Okay. If price touches this right here to the downside, I'm going to take a long. 27 pips, 4 contracts. Come down and touch it. Slow execution. We'll have our limit there. And we'll have my stop right there. It became it was supposed to be a 2-to-1, but my execution there was a bit slow. 1.2 to 1. Let's see if it wants to take minor buy side here. Is it copy trading? There it is. Move my stop below this bearish order block. I don't want to see price coming back down here. What's my risk at? 34 pip. $270. Okay. Maybe I should have placed the limit order there, but whatever. Here's that 15-minute IVG. We just closed above it on the 1-minute perspective. And right now price, I think it should continue reaching these highs. This is where buy side is, guys. Remember that question I asked? Like, what would price do right now? Is screw over the majority of the traders. This is exactly it. Now let's see if it wants to continue and actually do that. I don't think this would be like a pullback all the way up here. That'd be what it creates like a quadruple top and then pushes lower again. Like that would be crazy for price to do that. Bad RR. but it is what it is, guys. ES hasn't taken the highs yet. $733. We got in right there. Push up, push up, push up. We're pushing right now into, so 15-minute is closing in 11 minutes. Again, you know what? The move was here. Sell side's taken. We inverted yesterday's first presentation to the upside. Big displacement. This is going to be the pullback, and I'm anticipating we'll find some kind of support here in the upper half. That's my final kind of defense here, taking it up here to these relative equal highs above us. We're almost there. From a quadrant perspective, I'd say my confidence here is 70%. Just price needs to continue here pushing. Once price breaches this high, I'm moving my stop loss to right below mean threshold of this bullish order block here, with nested within New York's first presentation if it gets up there. Come on, price. Take that liquidity. You have nothing else to do here. Let's just hope that Trump doesn't do anything stupid. So this feels like a range play here. Sell side to buy side. Let's see if it has. And again, I'm a bit concerned about this 15-minute fair value gap here. That right now it's holding in. But the edge here is to the upside, so I will hold. Once we break this high, to be honest, I'm probably going to go to break even here. Once we hit this high here, I'm going to go to break even. So I wouldn't want to price to grab this minor buy side liquidity and then push back below this bullish order block, which it would be a bullish order block at that point. Wouldn't want to see that. All right, I see my stop loss below mean threshold here. There you go. And we are break even. And now it's either break even or profit. So it's win-win. Don't do this to me. Here, I'll nest my stop loss below this here. I'll do like a $10 stop loss here. Just because I have it right below this bearish order block here. And I'm out. Technically it slipped me $10, so $20 loss per account. But basically break even here. Bummer. Do I trade the New York session? I do. Do I do it live? As of right now, no. I probably will in the future. But right now, I think the easier trades are all, guys, it's pre-9:30. That's why we're streaming it. Unfortunately. This little trade here didn't work out. Did I choke my trade? Maybe. Maybe. But I'm okay with the management there. If price truly wanted to get here, I would have just rocketed after grabbing this high here, using this as jet fuel. I should have just popped instead of pulling back down and trading within this bullish order block and then possibly going lower here. Remember, I was a bit concerned about this 15-minute fair value gap here. And that's why I trailed. But anyways, it was a tiny position, so not too worried about it. On to the next. We might have a second re-entry. I don't know. Price presents something interesting, then we might take another long and grab this 1, 2, 3, these quad level. But this wasn't something that I wanted to see. And right now, price is basically at 50% of the current range, right? From high to low. So it's right now technically no man's land. Your relative equal lows below us, but it really grabbed minor sell side liquidity. And the question is does it want to push here to buy side? So yeah, exactly. Here was a 1 minute bearish. It depends how you want to look at it. Like which one of these candles is going to be the bearish order block. Maybe this one right here, to be honest. And this trade here was me testing out a trade cop here. But you can see here, it, pushed up and now it's pushing back down. And like I'm asking myself, is this level going to support it here? If it is, maybe it might push up once again. 15 minutes not going to look nice in 3 minutes. I'll tell you that right now. It's going to look really bearish. 5 minute, questionable. Again, it's just a lot of buy side above us now. So not interested in shorts. And I'm going to see if price is going to want to attempt another long here. But it's about participating in the market and managing your risk accordingly. But you have to participate, guys. That's how you make the money. So price is moving into the upper half of first presentation here. Is it going to find support here to push higher? Maybe. 15 minutes closing in 2 minutes. It's not looking too pretty. Again, it can close up here and it's going to look good. We have to wait for that closure. Let's see what ES is doing. Look at ES. Created these gnarly bottoms below us. Gun to my head, I think it's going to hit these highs. But we're going to wait for the macro. Macro's kicking in 7 minutes, guys. Like out of these two levels of liquidity that we have above and below us, I'm favoriting the top. Am I absolutely in love right now getting in? No, because you'd see me in a position. It's going to be the run. Maybe. So let's assume it takes buy side here. Where did we open up price or where we close price yesterday? So always look at this, guys. This is interesting. This is where we closed yesterday at 28,500. That's all the way down here. So we're going to be most likely opening up with a bullish order block of 400 points. So what's a good target? Mean threshold of that. So I think shorts are going to be nice. Post open is wait for some kind of displacement, Judah swing, and then get in lower. But unfortunately, guys, last 2 days, pre 930 price action ain't the best. If you guys are still managing that stop loss and you guys are in the trade, good job. Complete invalidation would be below mean threshold here of this New York first presentation. You know, if I was in it still and I didn't move my stop loss, I would probably put it right below here. Assuming that that 3 drive pattern lower was it, and now we're going to go higher. That's what I would be assuming price to do. You can see here right now, guys, we haven't moved anywhere over the last 12 minutes since entry. We're still at roughly the same level here. Yes. Not showing me anything different than what NQ is showing. So they're highly correlated right now. The 15-minute, it closed in the upper half of this fair value gap. That's good. It means it's weakness, right? It's still closing within it, but it's showing weakness. If it didn't close within the upper half, that would be concerning. So 15-minute, it is lining up with it grabbing these highs here. I can't get it again. Like it's, you know, even if I wanted to, there's the RR is not there. My stop loss, it would be in a pretty poor position. 920, like this high right here, it should, yeah. Yeah, theoretically, this is like the low-hanging fruit, but it can definitely just grab these levels right here, 1, 2, triple high above us. I'm waiting here for like a higher R move. If price will let me get back in. We'll see. Macro starting in 3 minutes here. So guys, this is the obvious draw. Unless NQ wants to screw everyone over, this is the obvious draw here and here. I actually like Martin's level more. If you want to squeeze it out a bit more, 924. This is going to be the low-hanging fruit target. And look at this, guys. See this fair value gap right here that's sitting on this quadrant? That's called a high probability fair value gap, ladies and gentlemen. I saw it right now. But you can see how these bodies are failing to even touch. They're not even closing within it. So this is high probability. So this is, I think, what screwed me over. Like this is the PD array. Again, hindsight, I'm seeing this after taking me out for break even, but still. The anticipation would have been rocket fuel, just pushing to the upside. So we'll see if there's a second entry for me to get in or not. Again, we are trading in the premium here. To be honest, when we were down here and we're like, it's probably going to go long. Should have, could have, would have, right? This might be like a scalp here. It closes above here. And it fails to close below. What is that? That is 12 point. It'll be 8. I might take this. All right, this is a very highly aggressive trade here. That closure I did not like at all. I was anticipating it would close above this fair value gap here. I'm probably gonna I'm gonna close. I'm gonna close this for half position. That closure I didn't like at all. I wanted to see this body here close above. I was 1 second early there on my entry, but I did manage to mitigate half my loss there by exiting early. Tough PA. We're entering the macro. We are in the macro actually right now. If I take one more loss, I'm going to be moving my risk down to 50% until the next trade. Again, I'm a bit impatient just looking at, but here you go. That could be the push. The macro move. This is some 1 minute scalping here, guys. 1.71. 6 seconds. Will we get a closure above this level here? Nope, still a mean threshold. This fair value gap is really holding price down. Once we break above it, which could be the scandal here. Let's look into the 30-second here. 30-second closed above it. Three, two, one. Okay, we have our closure higher now. Gonna pump. Ugh. Seems like bias is right. Could have been a bit better on my stop loss management. That could have been a scale in. We're in the macro now. Yeah, I cannot. You know what? I'm just going to let the trade go without me. Right now, I'm really forcing to participate in this trade. Right now, it's most likely going to go to these highs, but so be it. Is anyone in longs here? Like, are they still in the initial long idea? No fair value. Like what I'd underrate here for like a 1-to-1. Oh, nice entropy. Good job on stop loss there. If price comes back down here to this high probability fair value gap and it gives me a nice rejection, I might try attempt 3 here to grab this thing long with a really tight stop loss right below this bullish order block. I want to see that rejection though, and that might be my scalp. But so far it's looking 5 minute looks like it's gonna blast along. 15 minutes gonna look like it's gonna blast along. So all time frames are aligning, and again using that upper quadrant of that daily wick there and that fair value that sits on it. That's going to be the confluence there. With 12 points, we'll risk 5 contracts, and let's see here. The price is pushing right now below the swing. Again, I just grabbed liquidity here ever so slightly. Still hasn't even took this level yet. I want to see how this is going to present itself. This level right here. Mean threshold should not break, or the body should not break the mean thresholds here. I'm waiting for that rejection here. Just proving that this PD array, this 1 minute PD array with this bullish order flow is going to hold in 12 seconds. I'll see here. If it closes below, then I have zero interest in grabbing a long here with such tight risk. If you're still long in here, good, trail your stop. But at this point, for this little tiny sniper entry, okay, that was a nice close. Shit. That was 1 second off there. No. And when you're scalping positions like this, like you have 1 second to make that decision. If it's 3, then it's too late. As you can see here, there's a nice little rejection. Price is pushing higher here. 10-point stop loss. I don't know, like this is like a really risky position. It might work, it might not. The technicals I think are there. It's like a 1 minute delivery. But it's not something that I would be doing a full risk on. But I think I'm just gonna let price grab these highs. I'm gonna want to do this buy and let's stop loss. Here's the position, guys. half risk here for me. I'm anticipating that's the low. It doesn't want to go lower than that, and it should go higher. Limit. Again, I do not recommend getting into this position. Macro play at 8 o'clock here. I want to see this area support and push higher. Sell limit. I am going to sell. I'm going to sell 3 here. Well, you know what? Let's do this low hanging fruit, guys. That's going to be the draw on liquidity. That's what 9. It's going to be pennies made, but it's going to mitigate all these stupid mistakes I made today. All right, I'll stop below this fair value gap here. I don't want to see that break or even get priced to get to the low end. 8 o'clock is in 7 seconds. All right, maybe my stop loss even further up. My stop loss is here now. Should just deliver at this point. I think my risk right now is like $30 on this trade. And if it hits TP, it's going to be around 200. But we'll see. Initially, we had some basically, maybe let's do this. If it takes this high here, I'll move to break even, or maybe I'll trail once more below this bullish order block here. Maybe something like that. I've $5 of risk on the table at this point. All right, break even. To be honest, I'm very frustrated with price and my management of this first position. Would have been smooth sailing, but higher price. Let's take this out. So it took this high here, and price it should continue, and it should at least take out this next one above us. If it was in a position down here, I'd probably partial out a bit here, but since it's such a tight and small position, I'm going to let it blast all the way to my minor buy side liquidity level, which is these 2 relatively equal highs. First TP hit, nice. Resting orders instead, yeah. I might default to resting orders too. Come on, price, a bit more. Do not get below this bullish order block here. Oh my gosh, you're too funny, Price. Price went back down, went into this bullish order block here. Right, that's right here is the bullish order block. These two candles. You know, if price is truly bullish, it should never get below mean threshold, like this line right here, and we're right below it. Like we're like at the lower end here. Nice trajectory to the upside. The price went down and then closed at a similar level where it opened up. And then let's see if that's going to be, and then I want to see it use its wick here and the mean consequent encroachment, not get below that and push higher. Okay, this might be the push here. Come on, you can do it. What is this for you? 4 ticks? Very frustrating price today, at least for me. My frustration level is like at a 5 today, out of 10. If it takes me out right here, it's probably going to be like a 6 out of 10. You just can't let this stuff get to you because you're going to start hitting a lot of. We got PPI in 25 minutes. Come on, take us out here. Keep going up. But like lessons learned for today, you guys see how this specific fair value gap here held price so nicely? Like once it finally broke to the upside, bodies never got to lower half. Sitting on daily quadrant, high probability fair value gap. This is how you cherry pick fair value gaps. Looks like we're break even again. Oh, look where it took me out right there. Imagine that's the low. I don't know, just continue. Anyways, this is technically a bullish order block here. That was a break trade. Price is going back into the, I don't know why I stop loss there, but price is going back into this high probability fair value gap. You can see here, it just created a pool of liquidity. Could this be for PPI? It could be. Let's see how it's going to respect this high probability fair value gap here. So again, bodies are not, they're still staying above this level here. So what we'll do is we'll wait for PPI and you see how it disrupts the market, and then maybe there might be a trade pre-930 that might be taken. But again, these highs here, ultra sus, and you can see here, huge displacement to the downside. Let's see if the body's going to close below. And that might actually give way for bearish price action, right? Because right now we had the low, higher high. This is going to be the shift in market structure right now, technically. So closure below there would confirm it with that high probability fair value gap. That may have just been a sell side liquidity sweep from this minor sell side liquidity, which looks like it right now. Happening here. If you guys look at the price action that has occurred over the last hour from like 7:30 till now, till 8:10, do you see how we barely have any fair value gaps? And price is really painting back and forth. This is called high resistance trading here. And by training, I mean trading. High resistance trading. It's very tough to trade. And again, there's a lot of back and forth. Technically, when it comes to conditions like this, these are one of the conditions that you will struggle in. At least most traders I know struggle in. When things trend nicely, it's easy. When they do this, it's a lot more difficult, especially when it comes to trading on the 1 minute. So when you kind of encounter situations like this, you do want to move up. For example, look at the 2 minute, it clears up. 3 minute, 4 minute, 5 minute. You can see you get more clarity on what price action is going to do by filtering up. But this is high resistance trading here. It's all high resistance trading, or let's call it price, high resistance price, price action. There you go. Tough conditions. All this here, again, in London, all high resistance. Yes, Entropy, congratulations on that partial long that you grabbed. It looks like price here, change in market structure, closing below. Again, knowing that we're in these conditions right now after the fact, we'll have to wait for things to clear up. But again, usually in the macros, things clear up, but you can see here the macro was still pretty sloppy. So minor buy side still above us. We close below this high probability fair value gap. Now, again, I'm tape reading, but I'm going to be watching to see how price is going to react when it pushes back into it. If it's going to stay below it and want to stay below it, then maybe that's when we're going to get the push here to the next level, which is going to be this high, or the upper half of the New York first presentation fair value gap from yesterday. So PPI is right here. Let's put on our charts. 830 PI. And as diligent traders and risk managers, we shall wait till PPI hits, see what it's going to disturb. I'm betting the table. Remember how yesterday, right before CPI, we were looking at those highs and they did get taken? My guess is if we don't take these highs before then, we're probably going to rocket up to them. If I was full porting some Apex accounts for evals, I'll definitely be going longs right before PPI. But even though we hit a lot of break evens today, we're close to. Overall direction was correct, which is always a win. It's just sometimes you get chopped out in this really shit price action. So we broke below it, now we broke above it, and you can see here right now we're not respecting it so much as we did in the past. And this is where I start losing interest in PDAs, right? PDA arrays like this. But you can see here, look at ES here. It's even more clear on ES where we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 relatively equal highs here. We have these relatively equal lows right before PPI. So again, these levels here are very, very interesting. If we get a significant drop lower and we start turning around again, there will be an attempt made to grab those highs. Which one's more bullish and bearish? Looking at the 1 minute profile here, I don't see much divergence between them, just using these highs and lows as reference points. So I think either one would be a fair asset class to trade. Sometimes we figure out the more bullish or bearish one, but here they look very similar. We'll get PPI in a couple of minutes. Good old price. So targets created to the upside, these interesting targets to the downside. Remember, on the daily perspective, it would be nice for us for this all to be a pullback and for us to drive lower. But again, once these highs get tagged, shorts, in my opinion, are going to be in play. But as of right now, nothing here. The structure, nothing at all is giving us any long opportunities. If anything, it should have grabbed it here, which it never did. And short wise, again, the levels here above us, they're all too smooth to take meaningful shorts with proper risk management. So unfortunately, until PPI, we're going to have to sit in our hands for the next couple of minutes for price to present something to us. For this block of time here, it's going to be probably a nothing burger. Price right now, candle reading, so it's tough to read high resistance price action, but price went into this bearish order block here that we're looking at before, which technically, in my opinion, I have no interest in. Close aggressively below. We had that shift in market structure, and as I said before, this might be the next pull. Price wanting to get to the upper half of for the first presentation, fair value gap of yesterday. We might be seeing that little move here, lower. Again, there's nothing here short, just where price may go. We're we'll be looking for high quality longs most likely. And if PPI drives this up and creates huge displacement, maybe we might get like an IFEG back to the downside, targeting lows. We'll see. When PPI drops, we'll wait a couple of minutes for price action to cool down. We might get a significant price reaction, or we might not. ECB deposit rates actual. Okay, so that's Europe deposit rates dropped at 815. Let's move lower. It could be slightly correlated to the ECB dropping rates, but again, never look at European news when it comes to trading NQ and ES. The price is kind of moving towards the upper levels of the first presentation. Again, it was used nicely in the past. Ten minutes of PPI. This is going to be, so these levels we can delete. This is going to be our new sell side delivery target, sell side liquidity, buy side liquidity above us. And then if I was bullish here, I would watch how price uses this fair value gap here and uses the mean threshold in the upper quadrants, right? As of right now, we did have a shift in structure. We got below this high probability fair value gap, and we're pushing out to the downside here. Price even could, again, one of two things. It can definitely drive below PPI down to these lows, or it might find some support, blast higher, and then we're going to have like the move lower. So two pools of liquidity, to be honest, every single time. If you have one above you and one below you, you wait for one to be taken before the other. If this gets taken pre-PPI, I think PPI is definitely going to shoot up. Unfortunately, due to slippage and everything and risk management, I will not be able to trade PPI. That's a hard no in my rule book. So CPI, PPI, those are two, and NFP, those are three news announcements I will never trade. Now, what was that? What just happened in the market? Come on, financial juice, tell me. Anyone here knows what happened? I might just buy the financial juice premium newsfeed, so it's not a minute delayed. The US will be hitting Iran very hard tonight. Okay. So this is Trump here, guys. We'll be taking Kharg Island at some point soon. All right, Trump. Our entire long bias here has been white. Yeah, they are annoying. It's Trump, right? Trump is saying that he's going to be bombing the shit out of Iran today. And he keeps tweeting. Like, there's a tweet coming out every freaking second. We'll assume total control of Iran, oil and gas markets. The US will be taking oil infrastructure points. Okay. Yeah, hopefully you guys took profits on the way up. Unfortunately, you know, for me, it's a nothing burger, but that was a crazy push lower here pre PPI. Sell side taken, like you know, 6 minutes of PPI. You know, going long and trying to fade this new. I don't know if you can even fade this news. Oh, another tweet. Trump on Iran at some point, not too distant in the future, will be taking over Karg Island and some other infrastructure. Okay, that's exact same tweet. Okay. Yeah, like look at this, guys. Let me share my screen with you. This is what's coming out right now. Over the last 4 minutes, Trump's just been shooting out negative communication, and this is dumping the markets right now. So if we look at price, with these relative equal highs above us, doesn't that seem just like a bit too smooth and engineered? If it wasn't PPI in 7 minutes, maybe this would have been like a really nice RR trade. Like a 5-to-1, saying, assuming this is all temporary, using the first IFEG on the 30-second, taking it long. Maybe, but just because PPI is coming out and Trump might say something in the next minute or two that might drive it lower, we'll just wait. But as of right now, London lows are about to be taken on both asset classes, NQ and ES. This is crazy. It's as if almost all this high resistant price action was foreseeing this drop here. I always thought about that, right? Where markets like this, it's as if they know something and they're waiting for something. And this is consolidation and accumulation. Ugh. Well, the good news is hopefully no one lost any money because no one should be trading 10 minutes before PPI. So if you've taken a position 10 minutes before PPI, I think that's high risk in general. Ba-ba-ba. 4 minutes of PPI. And we'll see. We'll see if we get something. Yeah. And Donald's been sending all this on. So this is what he tweeted. Yeah. So everything that I basically said, that was all in one tweet. The power of Donald J. Trump tweeting, bombing Iran. I think this war stuff in general in trading is difficult. This is the first time that I'm dealing with it over the last like year. And either these help you or they don't help you, these moves. But more often than not, it's they hit your stop loss. As funny as that goes. All right, PPI in 3 minutes. We hit the midnight open here twice from a wick perspective. Extremely smooth highs formed above us. Let's see if ICT tweet anything. Negative. So this is the Trump candle. Bombing Iran. Okay. So as always, when it comes to these candles, there's always liquidity sitting right above it. Sometimes when it comes to like PPI, CPI, data lows, data highs, that gets targeted. And PPI has been hit. It's such a small candle versus Trump's candle. All right, let's see what the PPI numbers are. Forecast actual 6.5, so PPI is higher than forecasted. So this is the PPI candle here. Look at these candle sizes. 100 points. Relatively looks. Trump's candle was 130 points. Okay, so all these candles are 100 points now. When it comes to like trading inversions and trying to get this liquidity above us, we're the target is long. There's just so much bearish news and PA here. I don't have like a fair value gap to trade off of or an IVG on the 30 second, on the 1 minute, on the 15 second. To be honest, I don't see anything clear here. So there's nothing pertinent here to take a longs off of. We have to wait a bit longer. Like, can you short here and just go off of the Iran news and target lows here? Yeah, but like, even if you do something like this, which I don't recommend, this is not strategy at all or anything, but like a 1-to-1 to these London lows using all this negative FUD, then, a possibility. But in terms of high quality ICT, technically driven setups, there's nothing here other than sideways price action with PPI there in the middle, wick high, wick lows, sitting above mean threshold. We'll give it 5 more minutes. If not, I'm going to call it a stream. But I guess like the takeaway, if we don't get anything, is just monitor these highs here. And the moment you see price reversing and doing funny stuff to the downside, this is most likely going to be the target to the upside. It's way too, like this here is 100% engineered. So right now it's grabbing sell side liquidity to the downside. And again, these levels here are of interest. Lending loans about to be taken. Again, just this bearishness that we've gotten from Trump and everyone. The London lows taken. And then will price continue going lower? It's about to hit the mean threshold of the daily wick. So this is a very important fair value gap here that we've respected in the past. And if we break below it and continue pushing lower, that might be troublesome. And again, if I were to ever go into longs again, it would be after we break this to the upside. So if we break this to the downside, unless we're in an ultra big discount, it's a huge R trade, but I think getting above here would be like the safer bet. So again, fair value gap sitting on mean threshold. This is something that I would be looking at here, but you can see here right now, price, it's going to probably rocket through it. And I am not comfortable shorting this. Like we have some resting sell side here below us. I'm going to mark it as red, or let's do this line here. We got some minor sell side here. London lows. I'm looking right now at the higher time frames to see where it could possibly stall and turn around. Interesting reaction here off of this fair value gap sitting at mean threshold. This is going to be, let's see. That might be, let's see. Let's see if it's going to invert this fair value gap here. If it does, it would be London sweep supported by mean threshold of daily. And then is that going to be the drive higher to grab these stupid highs here? So possible trade idea. I'll probably say it's a very high risk trade. But it just filled a 15-minute fair value gap, took out London lows, a 5-minute sell side liquidity here. It is in a discount. Again, for this to qualify as an IFEG, it has to close above. And maybe taking. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a 50% risk if it does, and then I'm going to scale into this position as it moves up. If it were to do that, again, high risk. This is more of a RR play versus a strike rate play. I'll give it 20 more seconds here for it to give me a close above, and the moment it touches it, that's going to be entry. So it didn't qualify here. Closed within it. On the 30-second, technically, yeah, it even closed 30-second fair value gap here. 15-second, no. But we are going to. We're going to wait for that closure above. And then I'll have my stop loss below the mean threshold of this fair value gap here. Again, we don't want to see price even wicking that level, assuming that it found its low. So this candle will be nice to see kind of dig in and then basically close above, showing us interim strength from a 1-minute perspective, baiting this entire market. Here, I'm going to buy right there. Technically, we never closed above, but I'm only going in with half risk here. That's going to be my position. I'm assuming we're going to close above. Let's see if I can fade this entire market. That's going to be the limit there. 21 seconds till this gets validated. Sell stop because I took it a bit higher. What's my risk here? 47. So 50% risk, and then if we kind of push above and start creating bullish order flow, I'll scale into this position and try to compound into a pretty large position. I'm going to buy one more here. TP hits 200 on at 2 minutes, 800. Give me 1 sec, guys. And I'm talking to myself here on mute, but I am moving my stop loss here. And we're printing, guys. This will be my limit. Sell limit, okay. So my risk is at 75% now. I'm watching these bearish fair value gaps here as they invert. This is PPI. This is news high here. Get rid of the sell side liquidity. We don't need this. We're above midnight opening. There's minor sell side right here. Minor sell side liquidity. I think a very easy target would be this right here. Trump says anything stupid, I'm going to lose it. Yeah, so my open risk right now is 35 points, so just $150. That's fine. And then if it hits, and then my maximum stop loss here is what is that? 188 points. Right, so just under $800. Okay, so it's a 4-to-1. With the current risk, it's like a 5-to-1 now. So keeping my stop loss here. That's going to be my invalidation. This first IFEG here that we've inverted to the upside. I don't think so. Can you guys hear me? I can hear myself. I don't think so, Entropy. I think I was muted for a little bit. Okay, perfect, perfect. This is gonna be my final trade of the session. And if it hits, I'm done for the day. Once we push this high here, we'll go to break even. This right here, so we broke one PD array, two PD array. This may be, let's see here. Perfect. Very nice. I think Trump tweeted something there. If someone can check that for me, because I don't have enough green real estate here. Actually, hold on. Financial juice. All right. My risk is ultra minimal right now. It's like 80 or 800 at this point. You know what? I'm just gonna let it breathe. I'll have it where it was previously. We are talking to them now. Oh, look at that. Trump is talking to them now. So we're gonna do tempted to scale in here, guys. That's what this was here. It's Trump is so incoming bullish news from Trump. What a guy, eh? Getting his buddies to get him lower. And now he's going to be pushing it to these engineered highs. I don't know. Like, I feel like everything in this world is rigged. But let's keep going here. Data highs, I think, are in reach here. I think this is a high probable target, but we're going for the big one. Oh, thanks a lot, Max. I'm really glad that like I'm adding value to your trading. That's like the number one goal here. The number one goal is for me to talk to myself, because I filter out so many bad emotions, thoughts, and habits. And number two is for you guys to learn. Believe it or not, I get really in sync with the market when I go on stream for like the rest of the day, because it forces me to talk about exactly what price is doing. And you guys are my witnesses of not doing anything degenerate on stream. So like here we had a bit of degenerateness. So minor sell side might be taken here. I'm going to butt my low or butt my stop loss right there. To be honest, this could be a good partialing. I only have 2 micros though. If I had like 4, I would partial out 1 here. Are these both trailing? They are. Okay. And then we can definitely, you know, have your stop loss below this order block here, this bullish order block, this fair value gap. And at this point, we're opening in 40 minutes. So hopefully we'll tag this high here. I'm just waiting for another positive tweet from Trump saying bombing delayed, and that's going to send price all the way to the top. And as I go to the higher time frames here and I see how I'm positioned here with my stop loss on the 2 minute, technically I got that bullish order block here. 3 minute looks decent above this fair value gap here, which we touched. 4 minute, 5 minute. I think the better stop loss would be actually below this low here. that we created from Trump's news. But we never know what's going to happen. Yeah, so technically this is only going to be $50 here. I'm going to increase my risk here below this low here, this swing low. This price is a bit wicky right now. So again, I'm just mostly worried about the wicks here. But again, here's going to be the bullish order block here. Technically, this is the bullish order block. It's the largest down close candle in an uptrend. Once we hit the lower half of the New York first presentation fair value gap from yesterday, we'll be going, I'll be going break even. So this is gonna be my break even here. When we roughly hit 2.5 R, and then at that point, it's either it hits my profit target with these all trade. And if ES hits the first, I'm out of the trade. If NQ hits the first, I'll be out of the trade. There's definitely scaling opportunities happening. But now we wait. Come on, Trump. Come on, Trump. Fear-driven downside, PPI downside, PPI news highs here. Trump is in positive negotiations. All of this was fear-driven by Trump's tweet. It might not even be real. PD arrays, we're about to have our first shift in microstructure right here to the upside. Crazy liquidity above us. So everything right now is pointing to it going up. So in my opinion, I'm 80% confident in this trade. But can it go against us? Yes. If it will, I'm at 30% risk at this point. It's very little. My stop loss is right here. And it's going to do one of two things. I'm going to be out for $50 or I'm going to be up for 800 on all my accounts. It's one or the other. And right now in this position, I'm seeing price going up, not down. We just broke this 8th level, 0.625. Yeah, it's good RR. And this is what drives equity curves up. Like this going all the way back down to here. Like on the long run, this is good. Like this model works. On the short run, if I were to take things out here, my equity curve would be a lot lower. I would have money instantly in my account because I would close the trade off right now for, let's say, for $300 per account. But that's not what drives my equity curve in my prop firms. If you guys are learning something like Max here, drop a like. It's my only way of validating if the stream is going well or not. And I think if this hits, tomorrow is going to be a rest day for me. Tomorrow is going to be no stream. That's only if this hits. If it doesn't hit, we'll be back again pre 9:30 tomorrow, trying to catch some moves. So we just took out data highs here. Okay. So if I had more micros here, I'd partial out maybe 30%. But since I only have 2 here, I'm just going to leave it. I cannot partial out. I wouldn't partial out half of my position here at, I think that's like 1.5x right now. So if it was at 2, I probably would, but very informative. Thank you, Harry Grace. In 30 minutes, we're going to be opening up with a bullish RTH gap of 300 points. If it's around here, I'm really hoping that we first tag this and then we drop lower. Again, like I did, like on the daily earlier today, I was saying that we're overall bearish, but here's the target. That's the major draw. And at this point, we want to see price just rocket through here. Like technically there's this like, what is this, like a Trump fair value gap? We want to start seeing push above mean threshold and start pushing the upper halves. And that's going to show us weakness and it's going to continue pushing higher. That's what we want to see here. I am probably going to partial right here. This is going to be my first partial level. I'll miss out on some, but this is a very heavy level in the past that price respected. So the smart trader in me, even though I'm going to be giving up, we're going to sell one limit here. I'm going to be giving up some profit. It's going to be roughly 2R of my initial position, so that's okay. So I'll be bagging 1R. But there's a possibility that we might stagger here, push lower, do funny stuff, and then push higher. It's just a possibility. And for me to protect my mental psyche, that's going to be the sell limit there. Untapped 15-minute fair value. You think we can go above the untapped fair value gap? Yeah, I think so. And the reason why is just because just look at these levels here that we're targeting. When I see highs like this, I don't care about fair value gaps that are in my way. I'm anticipating price cutting through them and getting to these levels because this is the draw. Like this is where price wants to go. Okay, look at ES. But that's why I am also like my sell limit right here. It's below the mean threshold of that 15 minutes. So I might be wrong, and you might be right there, for V, that it just stops at that 15-minute and it drops lower, right? We don't know that. Price can do whatever it wants. All we have is this little tiny edge called ICT technicals. And this is where I'm going to take something from the market. And then if everything goes well, then I'll grab there. And technically my average is going to be between these two trades. So it's going to be a 3-to-1. So $600 banked. My break even criteria, usually the easiest thing to do is once it gets to 2R, just break even. If you're in a higher than a 2R trade, if it's like a 2-to-1 and it gets halfway there, break even. What ICT said is once it gets halfway to your target, break even. That's what he said. That's his words from like over a year ago. I don't know why it just stuck to me. Yeah. And create these rules and see how they work for you with all your trades. And eventually you have enough data saying, you know what? Every time I move my stop loss to break even, once it gets to 50%, I make more money than leaving it below break even. So that's going to be your qualifier because we all trade different. We all trade the same strategy, but we all trade different. Now price right now, I wanted to take this minor buy side here. We're in the macro right now, okay? So over the next 10 minutes, hopefully we drive. Technically, at this point, I'm gonna move my stop loss right below this bullish order block. Would not want to see a wick get there, right? So that's my exit criteria. And can it wick me out and go up? Sure, but it shouldn't, right? Based on how price should act, it shouldn't do that. It can still do it, but it shouldn't. I just wanted to get to this level right here. Yeah. right now. We've respected this quadrant nicely. We're pushing to the upside. I'm moving my stop loss to technically $10, right? Nice little push here. We should hit this bottom of this first presentation fair value. I just wouldn't see why. We're a couple of pips away from, or ticks, sorry, from first partial. A partial one, for me, this is going to be 50%, unfortunately. Oh, sorry, guys. It's just my mic here. It acted up. I am a couple points away here from my first partial. Should be a partial of around $220. And then we're going to see if price wants to push the remainder into minor buy side liquidity here. So what I usually do is, because I'm staring at NQ, I put a little alert here on ES. And that's going to be my another qualifier to close this early. If ES gets there first and not NQ, I'm out. Many times in the past, so a year ago, I never looked at ES. It was just purely NQ. And many times ES made the move, not NQ, and it never took out my targets. So it's 9 o'clock here. Here's a 9 o'clock candle. This might just be the 1 hour manipulation here to the downside, like that little wick that it'll create. And then I'm hoping we find some support here and push higher. But again, if we're wrong, we lose nothing. So right now it's a win. It's a win, a bigger win, or a really big win at the end. There's three winning possibilities no matter what NQ does. Even if Trump fires us to the downside, the slippage should be very minimal. Technically, this here is a suspension block. The reason why is because there's a gap here and there's a gap here. And that's, even if it wicks like this, it's still considered a type of suspension block. It'd be nicer if there was a gap here without any wicks. But if we think about price and what it needs to do to get to the downside, it has to break order flow. It has to break the suspension block. It has to break this order block. It has to do a lot of damage to the downside. So it's, again, we took out news highs. The anticipation here that price should push higher. But again, I'm sticking to my bias at this point. And again, it is what it is. When it comes to trailing my stop loss, once we take this high out, I will trail to 1R. You can see here on ES, so I'm going to talk about things against the position, right? So you can see here, price broke above mean threshold of this Trump fair value gap. We closed below. We're in the lower half. It didn't spend a lot of time in the upper half, right? So that's something that I technically don't want to see. Same with this fair value gap here. A very similar story. That we've struggled to get above mean threshold of it, right? I want to see, we have a bearish fair value gap here. Hopefully we invert this. I'm seeing this as maybe we thought we found the top. They're going to be shorting from here, but it's just going to blast right through and just keep pushing higher. So I want to see us slice through this and close above it And that's going to be a very good sign for price to get to the next level here, being right below first presentation of yesterday, which again, it was respected really nicely. It should be technically, price should gravitate towards this. And we also do have a new day opening gap right above us right here, which acts like a little vortex. You don't see the new day opening gap, but it's on another chart, but there's one above us. It's right here. We have a new day opening gap right here. And this is of Monday, the 681. 6-8 low. So to be honest, the easier partial would be right there. It hasn't even touched it. But right, price here, bodies closed, lower half of this. We really want to see the bodies here close in the upper half of this bearish fair value gap. Really slow price action. We're right before the open too. I really wish we hit this level before the open. Small partial. But it is 9:05. I'm probably going to have to take this trade on the go. Got 5 more minutes, guys. Come on, do something. It might push post 9:30. My thoughts are going there right now. My least favorite time trading all day is between 9 to 9:30. So because this trade is dipping into this half an hour that I just do not like at all, it's because price gets a bit funky. Keep going, price. But this here is a proper rejection to the downside. All the bodies stay in the lower half. We might get below here, grab some liquidity. And then the hope here is that the suspension block with this order block holds price up because this was the expansion higher. And if we get this low, then thesis, I guess, for the interim is incorrect. I still think these highs are going to be taken. But again, a bit too smooth for price just to leave it and to continue lower. Right now, we're kind of entering high resistance trading. You can see we have only one fair value gap in the last, 20 minutes here? In the last 21 minutes, price is just painting back and forth here. So as of right now, I think we're going to go up. My confidence is going to go a lot higher. The moment this inverts, we close above here. And then I think there's an 80% chance we hit the sell side liquidity or the sell side limit here. And then most likely, I think we're going to probably hover around here before the final push if that happens with price. This has been tagged. Sell side liquidity. Oh, and sorry, that's not sell side, that's buy side. Buy side liquidity. And based on my boy, best loser wins. He basically said the biggest difference between winners is losers is winners hold on to winners and losers cut their winners short. So using some Tom H terminology here. And even if this hits my stop loss, long-term trades like this win. How many monitors? Just one. It's a big one. It's 48 inches. And I have that split up into 5 sections. So it's a big monitor. In my opinion, it's the best possible trading setup you can have. One giant monitor. I had a second one on the side, but I got rid of it. It wasn't minimalistic enough, so one giant monitor. So it's entering the suspension block here. All right. And again, what I want to see from this is I want to see this upper half here, hold price, and it push higher. Let's see. Trump just needs to say negotiations are going well, and we hit our limit. Some negative news came out. I don't want boots on the ground. Iran is finished. So he's tweeting a lot of negative, stupid stuff right now. So unfortunately, all this is news driven. This price action, it looks like it. I'm looking at financial juice. But we're going to hold. And what we're going to do is we're going to scale in right now. I'm doing a scale in, and I'm assuming that we're not going to break this. And I am going to be pushing my limits here a bit higher. So here's the pullback. Here's the sell side liquidity sweep, suspension block. And I'm going to see here if I can scale in successfully. Because if it tags this level here, most likely it's just going to tag me a break even. So I do scale in. And we're going to sell 2 there. And we're going to sell 1 there. Trump has friends. Yeah. Oh, 100%. All of Trump's friends made money. Like my biggest wish is like, I really wish I was friends with like his son. Like we went to school together and he's like, you know what, Dom, just go full into like QQQ options. In the next 5 minutes, you'll make a lot of money and done. You're done. You're rich in 10 minutes. Instead, we got to grind these charts and slowly scale your accounts. Come on, suspension block, hold price here. If I were to have my stop loss below there, to be honest, even if my stop loss was here, to be honest, it would be very minimal risk. It'll be $80. I have over $1,000 right now to the upside. So I'm going to let it breathe a bit more. I'm really using this bullish order block here as my last line of defense. Once we push above here, it's going to be, I'm putting my stop loss right before this low, and that's going to be my half R partial. Okay. So if price gets here, this is going to be aggressive trail. That was a really nice bottoming here, guys. See the suspension block and how price just couldn't get to mean threshold. To be honest, I like having my stop loss. Thinking here. This is me thinking real time. You know what? Let's just do a break even here. 1 drive, 2 drive, 3 drives lower into suspension block, into bullish order block. Bodies here aren't even getting halfway to mean threshold of suspension block. Once we get here, we're doing aggressive trail, new day opening gap low. All right. Okay, second push here, okay? Sometimes when we get a push like this away from a fair value gap and it goes back into it, this might be seen as like, you know, a reattempt to break it going to the upside. If this breaks down further, then this low is going to most likely get taken and I'm out of my position. And my scale in, unfortunately, wouldn't work with my entire position. But I think with like how we took the suspension block here with this pullback, this sell side liquidity sweep. Again, maybe going up, but again, like I have my invalidation here. So I'm a bit worried about the 930 open, because usually we get massive wicks, you know, to one side and then we push to the other. So that's my only concern here. Look at ES here. It's really kind of butting against the lower half of this fair value gap here. All right, so I'm going to start trailing at this point. My low's right there, my stop loss. We are entering. It's right like below this rejection of the suspension block. If price attempts to go back there, it could wick or it could continue going lower. This is half R already locked in. Because we're kind of moving sideways and not doing a lot before the 930 open. Again, I'd probably say my edge here is fading. The more we consolidate, the more it fades. Like we really want to see a push in one direction. And, or you know what? Let me just do it below the suspension block low here. There you go, 0.4R. And if it tags this, and we'll call it a session. Trump had an interview on Fox. He said a lot of negative stuff. Like this was his interview here, I think. All this bearish price action. But again, right now, guys, it's consolidation. A little faith here in this trade. We'll make a couple bucks. And at this point, where the opportunity is open for NQ to push higher. And if it doesn't want to do that, then it'll take us out for a couple of points. Suspension block, I'm looking at these bodies here. These are some nice closures right above it, not touching it. This is what you want to see. But again, this is all consolidation here. So take this rejection very lightly. And at this point, guys, I have to drive somewhere, but these are my levels. Stop losses here. My first target's there, and my second target's above that. And it won't be changing. So that's going to be the position size. And then you guys will just find out after, depending on these levels get hit, depending on my position. I am hoping it goes up, because that's going to call it a trading day for me. I should hit $1,000 on each account. And if not, then NQ is going to force me to continue trading if clean setups do occur here. And maybe I might get stopped out here. Let's see. What do you want to do, price? I think it's a 50-50 right now. 50-50. Coin flip. And I'm not going to coin flip to make an extra $100 USD. The upside here for me is way larger. If like my final target was like right here, I would say I'll just get out for half. But because it's way up here and the potential is a lot more from a monetary perspective, you know, I'll definitely keep my stop loss at a level where price shouldn't get to. Yeah, risk free at this point. That's what it is. And there's a million trading setups in the day. So even if this doesn't work out, or if it does, it doesn't matter because there's going to be so many more in the day. You can see ES here, the candles, they're really sticking to the lower half of this Trump fair value gap. Seeing it kind of break to the upside is what we want to see now. But this right here is showing me rejection to the downside because it's just failing to close above. We did have that pullback lower. We're opening in 10 minutes. I really have to go now. But this isn't, come on, keep pushing, keep pushing. This is creating a lot of sell side liquidity below us. Technically, what I want to see is a push higher here. It has to get in the upper half there of that fair value gap. I like how all these bodies here, like, do you see that? How the suspension block is acting nicely? So this is like the key PD array that's going to either fail or support price, one or the other, 50-50. 50-50 with risk management and basically skewed results from a risk reward to all right. 2 more minutes. I'm just giving price 2 more minutes before I close the stream. Keep going, keep going. Yeah, it's not bad on it. Exactly. I would 100% take any coin flip that's going to give me $1,000 to the upside or $50 to the downside. It's like a win-win. This yes rejection, not loving. And you know what I'm going to do here, guys? Oh. I am going to, we're going to scale in once more. There you go. So right now it's, instead of making $50, I'm making $30 here. And I am anticipating a price going to rocket. Sell one. I'll sell one there. Oh, wait. Okay, perfect. That was my entry here. So I'm going to sell one, sell 2 there, and then sell my last one up there. If that does occur. So 2 scale-ins, I doubled my position size. I think it's going to be like 1.5K to the upside. Honestly, I don't know with all these scale-outs, but big position loading if it goes well. So now it's like a really nice coin flip. 300 in profit. If I were to hold it from here all the way up, 165. Yeah, it'll be 1.3K if I don't scale out. But we're going to scale out like normal traders. Here's going to be the third attempt here of it going into this. And usually you don't want to see fair value gaps, pricing them 3 times in a row. Because usually by the third time it breaks. Or sometimes. But ICT said like the moment like it goes twice to a fair value gap. But if it's going a third time into it, like watch out, it might fail. And that's what we might be getting here. So I've just, basically break even, $50 in profit if everything goes well. Again, Trump just needs to tweet something nice. And it'll be like a 1 minute close for us. But again, 930 is opening. Bullish order block to the upside. Again, I'm a bit worried about this open, guys. But this is really bad price action. Like this is horrible, horrible PA. But anyways, I have to run, guys. I'm going to take this on my mobile here. If you guys learned something, take care. I'm hoping this goes, but with the open here, a bit worried. Not going to lie, but take care, guys. If you guys like the stream, feel free to drop a like. And then hopefully if this hits, I'll not trade tomorrow. If it hits, then if it doesn't hit, I'll stream tomorrow. And if it does, then I won't. Wow. I am really tired. Take care, guys. Yeah, ballsy long here. Take care, guys. Stay safe and happy streaming.